Chelsea send a statement to the Premier League. Enzo Maresca sends a statement to the other Premier League managers. Do not count Chelsea out is the message. A 5-1 demolition against West Ham. West Ham crumble at home. And we'll get to everything in a minute regarding West Ham. But Chelsea started the season off a bit hesitant. A 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. And people wanted a response. People wanted to see if this is really the team that can also compete for the title this season in the Premier League. And I told people that Chelsea was kind of a dark horse, that people should not count this team out. People were talking, saying, nah, not really. And I said, listen, yes, Chelsea spent a lot of money. And the talk is always about how much Chelsea spends and how much they spend and spend. But nobody wants to talk about the actual football that they play. The Club World Cup should have told you so. Their pre-season games should have told you so. And I know people look at pre-season and they go, well, it's just pre-season. It's just to get the fitness up and etc., etc. No, just look at the way they're playing. First things first, they're stacked almost in every position. Look at the subs that they made today. That should tell you everything you need to know. Look at some of the subs that they made. Esteval came off, Jamie Gittins came on. Trevor Chalobah came off, Wesley Fofana came on. Malo Gusto went off, Reece James came on. Marco Correa went off, Jarell Hato came on. Liam Delap went off, Andre Santos came on. Like, this team is stacked. And all of this today, by the way, was without Cole Palmer, as you know, before the game in the warm-up. Picked up a knock, and as a precaution, the Chelsea staff decided not to play him. And, I mean, with or without him, you saw the difference. Well, not the difference, but you saw what Chelsea can be on. You saw how ruthless Chelsea were. This was a ruthless performance today. From the first goal to the last goal. And there was a glimmer of hope. Is it glamour? Glimmer? I don't know how to say it properly. But anyway, there was a tiny bit of hope for West Ham to get into the game and maybe, who knows, shock this Chelsea side, because that strike from Paquetá was absolutely fantastic. However, listen, we'll credit Paquetá for that type of goal. It's a fantastic goal, and he's known for scoring some worldies. But Robert Sanchez. I said Chelsea can be successful, but there's going to be one enemy of progress, and that's their goalkeeper. Now listen, Chelsea might not be in the market for a goalkeeper, fair enough, fair play. But I'll tell you what, there will be games where Robert Sanchez is going to cost you. It's going to cost you games. It's going to cost you possible qualifications to a next round in a cup, whether it's the Champions League or FA Cup or Carabao Cup, any of the cup competitions. Robert Sanchez can cost you a qualification to a next round. Robert Sanchez can cost you a goal. Because at first I was like, whoa, that's a fantastic strike. But then obviously I watched the analysis during halftime, and I think his name is Robert Green, was obviously former goalkeeper, explaining how his feet weren't planted properly. Like, he wasn't stood properly, and there wasn't really a swerve on the ball where you can say, oh, it was unexpected and, he didn't expect. No, it was a very good strike, but really and truly, even if the strike was put across Sanchez, he should have saved it. Tip it over the bar, whatever you want, not necessarily save it and then hold on to it, but tip it over the bar. That's the bare minimum, I believe. So Chelsea, if there's going to be one enemy of progress, I think it's going to be Robert Sanchez. But listen, people, we have to talk about West Ham first. 2 games in, and I'm already confident to sit here and tell you, if this carries on, West Ham are going to get relegated. I give Graham Potter until October, and I'm being very generous. If this carries on, he's going to be out the door quickly. And listen, I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but there's a certain Sean Dyche lurking in the background. Sean Dyche is waiting for a new job. Since his last, comments on company, talking about, I would have liked to get relegated and go to Bayern Munich. Well, he's lurking, and I'm sure he has to be one of the candidates if Graham Potter was to get sacked. This is a horrible start to the season for West Ham. West Ham fans who are notoriously passionate, support their team through thick and thin. They won the Conference League a couple of years ago. I swear it's not been 3 years since they won it. And now West Ham fans find themselves leaving the ground before 60 minutes on the clock. Leaving. That should be a big, big red flag. Massive red flag. And this is the fan part. Talking about the game, the actual gameplay, West Ham are absolutely all over the place. Against Sunderland, got absolutely battered physically, footballing-wise, possession-wise, in every aspect of the game. They got schooled and dominated. Today, I don't want to be disrespectful, but Chelsea, if they really wanted to, they could have scored 7. They could have scored 7. And I don't want to be singling out one person, but the whole team was a mess. But when I see Chelsea score the same goal twice, and I see Wan-Bissaka getting caught at the back post twice, I wonder where I've seen that before. Surprise, surprise. Like it's like West Ham don't learn from the mistakes that are being made during the game. It's like they don't learn, and they just keep making the same mistakes all over again. Todibo getting caught at the back post. Todibo getting caught at the back post as well. Sleeping, absolutely sleeping. I need you to go and rewatch that one goal that they conceded, and I think it's the one Esteval squared across the box for Enzo Fernandez. Wan-Bissaka sleeping, absolutely sleeping. You're not going to survive the Premier League like that. You will not survive in the Premier League. And this is why I say, unfortunately, Graham Potter's going to have to take the hit. And if I'm really honest, since he came, West Ham have not really been impressive. They haven't replaced some of the people that left. Soufal, not replaced. Kudus, not replaced. And I'm sorry, when your only real outlet is Paquetá and sometimes Bowen, it's looking very, very peak for West Ham. Now, a change needs to happen. Now, I don't know who West Ham play next. Let me check. I'll check that for you right now, people. Just give me a couple of seconds. They're playing Wolverhampton next, away from home. And I'll be honest, I could not sit here and tell you that West Ham are going to win convincingly. Because guess what? Lose that game as well. All sorts is happening at West Ham. So it's a very, very disappointing display, man. And Graham Potter, I've had my doubts when he joined West Ham. I've really had my doubts because Brighton, obviously that was a very, very good experiment. Chelsea didn't really work out. And I just feel like the West Ham job came a bit too early. I feel like he really needed to take a step back and really look at what he's been doing in the game, what he can improve on. And I just felt like the West Ham job was a bit too early, way too early, because look at where things are at right now. And I know West Ham put in a bid for the Monaco midfielder, Sungutu Magasa. But I'm just like, I don't know. Do you really want to be joining a club that's in that type of mess right now? Especially when it comes to the footballing side of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Magasa might come in and completely revamp West Ham's midfield. And to be fair, they do need a deep-lying midfielder because Edson Alvarez just left for Fenerbahce. So they need someone to replace Alvarez in that position. And again, Alvarez, another failed experiment at West Ham. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, man, things need to change at West Ham drastically. Now, talking of Chelsea, like I said, this was a ruthless performance from Chelsea. They went in there with the objective to kill. They went there with the objective and the mission to not leave any crumbs and finish the whole plate. And this is exactly what I saw today. Cole Palmer, no Cole Palmer, it does not matter. Chelsea are ruthless. And listen, today probably helped because it was West Ham, yes. But still, you have to beat what's in front of you. Because on another day, Chelsea could have drawn or maybe lost. Because, West Ham could have gone 2-1 up if that goal wasn't disallowed for offside. But Chelsea were absolutely fantastic. One person in particular that I want to talk about is Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro, what a footballer. What a footballer. Played in the 10 today. Well, the 10, I would say. I would not really say, but, he was playing off Liam Delap, who was the striker today. I keep wanting to say Rory Delap, but it's Liam. Rory's his dad. Played off Liam Delap today in that number 10 role, and you could see the quality, man. The dribbling, going past players with ease, a ball carrier, grabs 2 assists and a goal today. So he's a goal scorer and he can create. Chelsea got the full package in Joao Pedro, a complete number 9 who can do it all. He can do it all. And surely now he has to be the front runner for that number 9 position in the Brazilian squad. Because there's who? There's him, there's Richarlison. Who else is there? Who else can play in the 9? That's pretty much it. He has to make that number 9 his position for Brazil. But anyway, we're talking about Chelsea now. What a player, man. I thoroughly enjoy watching Joao Pedro every time I watch Chelsea. Because he's just a silky footballer. He's intelligent. He's got an eye for a goal. Not too selfish. Can create for others. Can, serve others as well. Honestly, man, Joao Pedro was absolutely fantastic today. If he keeps up this trend, yeah, man, it's curtains for the league, man. It's curtains for the league, for sure. I've got no doubts. And just overall, man, all over the place. Chelsea were just too strong. Esteval, you as well. You got the treatment. Welcome to the Premier League, my friend. Because that flick actually led to Paqueta's goal. So he's going to have to learn very quickly that, tricks and flicks, yes, but this is the Premier League. This is not the Brazilian league. You've got to choose your moments and you've got to choose carefully when to be making those flicks and tricks and behind the back heel and all of that. You've got to choose the moment when to do it. So welcome to the Premier League, my friend. But he picked himself up, grabbed an assist for Enzo Fernandez, who got on the score sheet. Caicedo got on the score sheet. Chalobah got on the score sheet. It was just goals galore today, man. It was goals galore today. And listen, I don't even want to start thinking about what would have happened if Cole Palmer was on the pitch, because my Lord, this would have been a bloodbath. Honestly, man, Chelsea look absolutely strong. And who've they got in the next game? Let me check that for you right now. They've got Fulham at home, then they've got Brentford away. So they've got Fulham at home before the international break. Then after the international break, it's Brentford away and Man United away. That's probably the big one. 20th of September. That's when we're really going to see what Chelsea are made of, because United played a really good game against Arsenal. Didn't manage to get the win. I'm assuming this is the trend that United want to carry on playing with. So it will be interesting to see that matchup. Both teams ready to face each other, but Enzo Maresca, so far, I have nothing to say, honestly. Sets his team up so well. It seems like tactically, he always has a plan when it comes to certain teams. Even though sometimes, people might criticize it. I remember last season, I was criticizing the whole inverting thing a lot from Maresca. Why does he insist on having Reece James inverted, and why does he insist? But we've seen it. When Reece James inverts, he can float those balls into the area and someone can be at the end of it, especially now that you've got 2 extremely strong players in the air like Joao Pedro and Liam Delap. Yeah, man. Listen, Chelsea are going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. Man of the match for me has to be Joao Pedro. 2 assists, 1 goal, and just this overall play was just absolutely immaculate. Honestly, man. You have to use these type of words because that's what his performance was like. It was just sublime. Honestly, man. But yeah, listen. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. I appreciate your support. We've passed 18Ks, road to 19 now. Road to 20, closing in on 19. So make sure you do what you have to do to support this channel. Shout out to everyone tuning in. I appreciate your love, your support every single time. Tomorrow, big game. Spurs City. We'll be there. So make sure you keep your eyes locked on my channel for that reaction as well. Anyway, people, that was it from me. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.